Evening, afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome back to the Man United Agenda. Real Says Football is here with you in the flesh. I'm joined, of course, by Yaba and Mr. B. How are we doing, gentlemen? Mr. B.
First day of the week, man, and I'm already tired, bro. I'm already tired. But yeah, I'm good. Look, we'll talk about the football. But I'm good. I'm good, Rio. I'm looking forward to a little chat.
Excellent. Yaba, how are we, kind sir?
Yeah, I'm good, Rio. Thanks, bro. I hope you're doing well. Mr. B, hope you're doing well. And everyone in the chat, I hope everyone is doing good. It's Monday, and yeah, we come together and to reason with one another over the football. I love it. This is what we love to do, man. Just chat our football, enjoy it, sit back in a nice, relaxed atmosphere. Listen, everyone can join in. Everyone can chat with us. Let's set the stage, man. What's on the table today? Because I'm hungry. I want to talk football. And things going so well right now. And, you know, with Man United, we are on the up. And it's better than doom and gloom of last year already. You know, I can see a lot of positives. So I'm got a bit more spring in my step at the moment when I'm walking the streets. Everyone knows me. Everyone knows me as a Man United supporter. So when I walk the streets, yeah, I'm not covering up these days. I'm walking like this, you know, like this with my chest swell up. And if we want to talk football, I'm happy. I'm happy to do it. So yeah, let's do this.
Well, you say that. Okay. I think the tone that I ended on the weekend was calmer. It's Monday. And to be honest, the people I've spoken to, the people I've been around, Man United fans, I think they're calm. They're pretty calm as well. I think you're calm, Yaba. Mr. B, quick one from you, because we've not heard from you since the game. How do you feel, kind sir? You know, we didn't lose.
No, we didn't lose. The most important thing is that we didn't lose. Home games, we're good at home. I think we're very, very good at home. Once we start putting our chances away, and every game, even Arsenal, who have been smashing up everybody, I know it was a long time ago, but if you take that game, we had chances in that game, and not a lot of teams have had chances against Arsenal. So, home form, I think I'm hoping that we're starting to turn Old Trafford into a fortress. Away from home, I think that's probably something that he has to learn how to cope with game by game. But we didn't lose. Yeah, Forest are where they are in the league. But let's be honest, they're not going to finish in that position. I'm actually hoping for them, they go on a run so our result doesn't look bad. If you see what I mean, I don't want them to lose their next game. Forest win your next game and win it well. So then it makes us seem like, you know, because even Sunderland, the Sunderland game, when we played Sunderland are, you know, they've been playing everybody really, really well. We came, shut them down. That's the one game that they've been, as a club, you hear this, and they're disappointed with this season because they don't think that they turned up. But maybe they couldn't turn up. You know what I mean? So I look at Sunderland above us, wherever they are riding high in the table. Liverpool, we've taken points off. Chelsea, we've taken points off. All right, Arsenal and Man City, we didn't. But did we really expect to be taking points and winning those games? So I think we're in a good place. It's just home. I think it's just that the away form is something that we have to be. But I'm cool. I mean,
you're calm. Calm.
I was saying to you, obviously, it would have been mad if we were in second. You know, if the results, and we were talking about, we could have been in second place, blah blah blah. But can you imagine what we would have been like? We say 10 games don't count, but let's be honest. If we were in second place, this would be a completely different tone to the show, mood to the show. So I think we're where we're supposed to be, and then the games will come. I think we're going to win a lot more than we lose. Whether it's going to be enough to do what they want, I have no idea. But you know what? We ain't got no manners. Let me just say a couple of howdies to the people in the house. Solo, we see you, man.
Well,
Andrew, hope you're doing well. Stephanie, we
yes,
see you, my dear. Chat Sports, good evening to you, sir. Vincent. Hold on, where's he
Vincent's
gone?
in the house.
Vincent is in the house.
Yeah, big up Vincent.
Bart, good
See
evening,
ya.
all. We see ya. We see ya. Take your Hope you had a good weekend. Suppose it was a lot better than it has been. Yeah, Andrew's saying Forest are better than. Yeah, so he's kind of on the same way as me. We deserve better. We see you, man. Let's have a look. Rebel in the house. Greetings, all.
Rebel rant.
Rebel. This
Take it
isn't the
easy, man.
time. This isn't the show for a Dallo rant. Don't worry, man. Daisy will get his come up, and just like -9 did and McFackery. So don't worry. His time will come. Sorry, Rio.
No, it's all right. You beat me to the punch. No problem at all. Okay, so on the topic, obviously, we're calm, we're cool, we're collective. And you think that obviously the situation's all in hand, players put in a decent performance. We had the few anomalies, the low being one of them, poor performance. But then you had Mr. Gary Neville coming out, kind of giving it a bit of this, a bit of that about our number 9, our striker up top. So I'm a little bit, Sesko, where are we at with Sesko? So obviously I'd like to bring up the comments that Mr. Gary Neville has said. And I quote, "The jury is out. He's well off it compared to the other summer signings Manchester United made up front, like Cunha and Mbumo. So high standards. He looks awkward. He had a couple of good opportunities against Forest, but his touch wasn't quite right. For 80 million, you can say he's young and settling in, but you still want to see a bit more." Yaba, hearing that, thoughts?
Let's not overreact. Let's see what he's saying here. After all that chat, he's saying he still wants to see a bit more. And his touch wasn't quite right. Yeah, he had a good chance against Forest, switched on his left foot and blazed it wide, I believe. But, he's saying compared to Cunha and Buemo, who have been in the Premiership, all right? So if you're talking about getting off running and having a good start, you can still say he's young and settling in because he's not used to the Premiership and he's quite young. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the other two that he's compared them to Cunha and Mbemba, are seasoned Premiership players, and it's easy for them to get off the ground running. So I don't see anything too wrong with it. It's all right. The headlines would be, what he's talking about. Oh, people would have a view on this either way. But I like Sesko. I like him a lot. I think he's settling in well. Obviously, he hasn't set the world on fire since he's arrived. But when you think about his position, he's getting less touches than anyone else. So he's got to be a pivotal guy, as in linking up the play and not so worried about goals. Don't judge him entirely on goals because you've got guys around him who he can bring into play and make us play better as a team. You understand what I'm saying? So, when he gets his chance, he should finish his dinner. But I think he gives us a different option now where he's good in the air. He can shoot. We haven't seen that yet because he hasn't scored that many. But I saw a shot blaze just wide from outside the box, and he will pull the trigger because he can do it. He's a lot of strikers. I remember when Ruud van Nistelrooy was at the club, a few comments from the players at the club were saying, wow, in training, he was just like malicious the way he was shooting and boom, top corner, boom, bottom corner, boom, boom, boom. Like people like taken aback saying, wow, that's a striker. I think Sesko's got that in his game as well. We have just got to wait to see him pull the trigger properly and get his confidence and start scoring goals. Then Gary Neville won't say anything. Don't judge him. Please don't judge him just on not scoring because he gets less touches than anyone else in a side that's transitioning, getting to know his teammates, and he's only played 10 games and he scored, 3 or 4 goals, I think, even though he hasn't even played the 10 games, has he? He didn't start. So I think he's doing all right. Let's judge him by Christmas if he plays every game because he is our only out-and-out striker. Yeah. And it's right to say you want to see more from him. And it's right as well. Then we do assess him week in, week out, see how he's improving. But I think he's made for the league. When you look at Newcastle United, they got the big German guy up front that they signed, and no one's talking about Isaac anymore. because they made a good signing there, because he does well, holds at the ball. He's got a bit about him, and I think you need to have that in the Premier League. So the only issue I might have with Sesko is that he's seen his body language, and I've heard it said from pros as well, from Man United players, they want to see him be a bit more aggressive, a bit. And seeing his body language, his face, he's a bit placid, a bit too nice, get a bit dirty, get a bit rough and tumble, and start, rather than defenders roughing you up, you go out there and give them a hard time. I want to see a bit more of that. But yeah, I'm not disappointed with Gary Neville's comments. I think he's fair. It's fair, and he's firm, and we just have to wait and see.
Well, going off that, a quick caveat, and I agree with you. I think reading it, and obviously there was a storm. The comments gone out there. Oh no, our striker, you can't be saying that. But you have deeped it perfectly well. He's it might be a rallying cry, behind the scenes. Come on, you can do better. And Bumo's doing this. Cunha's doing that. Come on, show us what you're made of, Mr. B. What do you think?
I agree with Andrew. Andrew stole my thunder with his comment about Mbeumo and Cunha being Premier League proven. They know the league. They know the division. People are going to maybe compare him to Gyökeres. Arsenal are creating tons of chances a game. Gyökeres is getting, 4 and 5 chances a game. Our guy's getting 1.5 chance and maybe 1 good chance per game. So we're using him in a different way. Yes, we would like him to score more goals, but sometimes Gary Neville just talks I think he just talks for the sake of talking, to fill ear space, because what he said doesn't make any sense. I don't think it makes any sense. As he said, yeah, but how much games? 8 games in, 2 goals, 3 goals and an assist so far. Not an issue with what he's doing. Is he missing chances? No, not really. So no, I don't have an issue with what he's doing. I'm quite happy with our front three. Also, I saw We Deserve Better was saying about he should have brought Mount on because Sesko wasn't all of that. What's your opinion on it? I didn't see the game, so what are you lot's thoughts on that?
Just quick one on that. I think that was considered. I was considering it as well. But the guy needs, like I said, he's come in. He hasn't played every game. He's got to get bedded in. 90 minutes is good. So I think it was good to keep him on because he's the main guy. You need to give him that 90-minute sharpness and get him through games like that. Mount coming on would have changed the dynamics completely. He was up against 2 big defenders who would have eaten up anything else, but he done all right. I mean, the Milenkovic and Murillo, whatever.
Yeah.
Shesko
wasn't the player to bring off in that game. I agree. I think if he was going to bring someone off, it might have been a Cunha in that position, with how the game was going, or even an Mbeumo. I think the person you should have kept on was Sesko. Play him into form. The other teams are keeping their big men on. And obviously, I'd like to caveat and bounce on. Obviously, I'll jump onto some of the comments. Chat Sports, United aren't set up for strikers. We say this, we're not putting in enough crosses. Nottingham Forest, they were putting in crosses left, right, and centre. Maybe we need to do that a little bit more. And there was a comment that Amorim came out with and said, "Oh, Dalot struggles on the left because he cuts in and he can't cross." Well, we've got a Dorgu that can play there and can put in a cross, and we're putting in good crosses over the last couple of games. So maybe, put him in the firing line now. Dorgu, show us what you're made of, because I think Dalot won't be playing in the next game. Andrew, I'd have brought him on for Cunha, so he kind of agrees with me in terms of the positional sense there. And We Deserve Better. Mount would have plugged the midfield and linked Cunha and Mbeumo, who, being courted out of the game, Sesko completely disappeared second half. See, I think I kind of disagree with you there. But again, play to his strengths. We need to play to his strengths, and then we'll get the best out of him. Gentlemen, so you kind of jumped a step ahead of me on this one. I've got a little game for you that I would like to share with you. I've got some stats, and obviously, chat, you can play along with this. I'm going to show you some stats. It's from 4 strikers in the Premier League, the 4 that are being touted and talked about. So I want you to have a look at these stats. Obviously, we can talk about them. And I've not given you the names, so you've just got the stats to look at. Chat, you let me know. So here we go. So there's 4 strikers here in the Premier League from this season. They've all pretty much played the same amount of games. Some have played more minutes than others. One of these strikers is Sesko. So just giving you that information based on chances created, passes, the goals scored, which probably gives it away, to be fair. Which one is Sesko? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I think number 3.
Okay. Chat, which one's Sesko without cheating? Which one's Sesko? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Ah, okay. Stephanie's hit it. So Sesko is actually number 1. He's only scored 2 for us.
Oh.
He's actually scored 2 for us. So Johnny Hill said it. We deserve better said it. So I'm giving you that
information. Is that 10 games?
Yeah, 10 games.
But the minutes, because he hasn't. Yeah, I was just thinking he hasn't played that many games, has he?
Yeah, so he's played every game, but he was subs in some of them. So obviously, I will give you the full inkling and the full information now, based on that information with the players and their names. And now this will set things in stone because this is what media do. So you know who that player is, you know where Sesko is. I'm going to show you the other players and compare the players when you see them to the teams that they're playing for with the stats that I show you. Let me get this up for you now. There you go. So chat, this is the full breakdown. Sesko, Jock Lesnar, Ekatike, and Walter Messi, Voldemort, Walter Made for Newcastle. So that's the full breakdown of it now. So the caveat for me is our striker compared to the number 1 Arsenal striker. Possession lost. Sesko 65 times, Gyökeres 96 times. Touches in the opposition box, our striker 22, Gyökeres 60. We're clearly not making enough chances for a striker, and this has not changed. This has been the same issue we've had for our striker for years and years and years and years and years. So I want to go back to defending our striker, Sesko. I want to go back to defending him and say, look, yeah, he's not got as many goals as these guys, but you know what? He's punching. You know, he's up there. You know, he's showing the ability. He's showing the opportunity that he's got it in his locker to be able to do it. You know, he's not miles behind these. You know, Gyökeres, Arsenal striker, only 4 goals. That's 2 goals, and 2 of them were against Leeds. You know, take them away. He's back on par with our striker. He's done it with less minutes when you caveat that way. And then obviously, Ekatike, he's meant to be ripping it up for Liverpool. Not really, when you compare the stats. Not really. And then Walter Made, again, similar. Got hooked at halftime in the game on the weekend, and now no one's talking about that. Not really. So, gents, just your thoughts on that, really. I just want to go back to it and just say, like, our striker, because he plays for Manchester United, he's getting a lot of slack that I don't think he deserves. What do you think?
I was quite I just, while he was talking, I just spent the whole time looking at what he hasn't done too bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you compare it, I mean, Ekatike is the one who I feel is the one who excites me the most out of that list of strikers. But I thought he would have been way ahead on a lot of things. So I mean, his possession lost isn't too bad. The same, virtually the same as Voltamida and Ekatike. Chances created, I was surprised that he had created so much chances. So no, it's not bad. If you just go by stats alone, then yeah, he seems to have settled in well. So yeah, we know what it's like. We know what the media's like. But I just don't like it coming from, say, one of our own. You know, I know he's not supposed to show bias, but Jamie Carragher shows bias all the time.
All the time.
I don't understand why there's this. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I don't have a problem with those stats. I think he's settling in well. I didn't think he had been that bad anyway. But looking at stats alone, then fine. Yeah, he did okay.
And I know we don't always want to talk about XG, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes when you look at it, you look at the stats and you break it down. It helps to support the argument that we've been doing. So to be fair, you two have done it without looking at the stats. You've done the eye test and you know football. You understand it. So when you've got these idiots, Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, talking about our striker, no, look in your own house, look at your own house, focus on your own team. Don't worry about our striker. Let him do his thing quietly and the stats will come. Yaba, what do you think just before we move on?
I just want to say, Rio, really good data that you brought to us, to bring the argument. I wasn't expecting this. And like comparing the data to what we actually see, it's really quite revealing, isn't it? Because I don't usually like to go on stats and that, but it really does show evidence that he actually is performing pretty well. Now, the aerial duels thing, that he's trumping everyone in that department, isn't it? And that's something that's really good. We've seen him do flick-ons and Mbeumo running off him, and we're getting chances created from that. He scored a couple of goals in the 500 minutes that he's had compared to other guys, who's played a lot more than him. The thing that about the touches in the box, I think Arsenal, no matter, Rio, you could play for Arsenal, you would have more touches than anyone else because of the way they squeeze up possession. They're playing, their centre backs are deep in the opposition half, squeezing the play, compressing the play, and exhausting teams and pushing people back. And that's why Gyökeres always gets touches in the boxes, because they play such good football and dominate in the opposition half, which is really hard to do. So I just think that's about style of play with Arsenal. They're all good players. But they're all different. And even though, so we've got three guys who are like 6'4", 6'5", even the German is like even taller. They're big guys, but they're all different, aren't they? FTK's a bit quicker and more direct, and then you got our guy Sesko's could turn into like a link-up player, and then you got the Maverick, the German guy, who's just a talent altogether. He's got something about him. So it's really interesting, those stats. I like Sesko. I think that just backs up what we're saying, and I don't think we should diss Gary Neville for what he said. He just says he wants to see more from him, wants to see it develop, and hopefully, if you're a player, sometimes you listen to criticism, you listen to the media, and those are things that could, give you that inspiration to go out and perform better. Because something needs to be said. You need to have a word with him. Get a fire up his fireworks season right now, isn't it? Someone get a sparkler and stick it up his thing, a rocket, a rocket launcher, stick it, up his thing, and make him play better. Excuse me. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, but okay, if you're a striker, is Gary Neville the sort of person you're going to be listening to?
Yeah.
It'll be more. No, it wouldn't. He's a right back.
Right.
It'd be more like a Rooney or a Shearer or a Ian Wright. If one of those are criticising your performances, then but for Gary Neville to be criticising, he was a right back. He doesn't even know the position. So I wouldn't be taking any notice of him, to be fair.
Yeah, but when Gary Neville speaks, look at the reaction he gets. He said something a few weeks ago, and look at the reaction that went media-wide,
Yeah.
So whatever he says will get traction. And I think that he's bound to have heard what Gary Neville said, more so than what we're saying.
But anyway,
yeah,
let me
really good data there. That's really interesting stuff.
No. And it's enlightening. It's like, when you break it down, it does. Stephanie, Isaac stats are on a different page, and I deliberately kept Isaac out of the equation because he's just turning into, there's no point talking about Isaac. We know what mess he is at this moment in time. Walter Maid is like an upgraded version of Crouch, excellent on the floor. Chat Sports, because our outplay comes from center of opposition's half, wing backs create width and tends push through the center. So definitely tactical analysis on there. We are in the 10k like, so if you've not smashed the like already, what are you doing?
10K?
What are you doing? I know, yeah. 10. Welbeck has at least 3 Premier League goals that I know of, and see, Welbeck, I probably should have got his stats up. That would have been the one to look at, because he's actually doing very well. Eddie Howe has changed the way Newcastle played to get the best out of Walter Maid. They have, but then he got hooked at halftime. So our striker's not getting hooked. Welbeck has been excellent. More love for Welbeck. And Matty, the thing with Sesko, he's a scorer of great goals, but not a great goal scorer. So that's something that we do know. He does like to wally it and smash it. So I think we might get some of those coming our way. And then Casemiro has 3 Premier League goals already. And Andrew Williams, yeah, he wins everything in the air, going back to obviously the aerial duels. So okay, moving on. It is Champions League week. It is, and we're not in it again. I think it's a travesty. Since they've changed the format, it doesn't feel right that Manchester United are not in the Champions League. It's a pain. For me, it's my favorite competition, and I want us to be in it. I think there's an opportunity for us to be in it. And with the whole 4th, 5th, it's looking very likely that 5th position will be ours. Or sorry, it will be an England spot. It looks like it's going to be England and Portugal based on coefficients. That will be getting that 5th spot. I feel like that the teams that we thought would be our main threat. So I think, is it fair to say, if we take out Arsenal, painfully, take out Liverpool, take out Man City, and take out Chelsea, we would have been kind of saying, okay, 5th spot, we need to go for 5th spot. And if anything, we get 4th, that's a bonus. And then we probably would have been maybe arguing with Villa, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Spurs. They might have been the ones we might have been tossing and fighting over. With how things are going, they are kind of stumbling and falling over each other at certain situations. I'd like to put it to, obviously, you two. Is there a chance? Is there a hope? Can we do it? Mr. B.
No. There is a chance, yes. And will we do it? No. I understand the rivals part of it. I would put Chelsea in the battle with us for 4th and 5th, to be fair. I think that Liverpool should be up there. I think Arsenal will be, and I think Man City will be. So I put us in with the Villas, Newcastle, Tottenham. Although Tottenham were as trash as we were last season, let's be honest, they were as bad as we were last season. So yeah, I would put Chelsea in with us. I think there's probably 2 spaces if we're going to get 5th that we could chase, but we would have to go on. We would have to show a lot more consistency first before I start believing that we can do it. And when I say consistency, it doesn't have to be the 5 games in a row. It would be nice, but if we win our next game, then the draw against Forest wasn't bad. If we lose the next game, the draw against Forest was terrible. Like 10-pin bowling, where you think, oh, if you get the half strike or whatever in that one, then you get a 1, you're thinking, oh, bloody hell. But if you get the 10, you get the bonus. So that's where I'm kind of looking at it, where if we win the game against, takes that monkey off the back. We need to be going a revenge tour this season because we were taking licks from everybody. So Tottenham beat us 4 times last season. I don't want a draw. I want a win against Tottenham. Will we get it? I have no idea. But that's what they've got to be aiming for. So I'm not. I understand, and I spoke to you before. I'll say backstage that the games that obviously that we've won at the teams against, we've got a chance. I just don't think it's a good chance.
So yeah, but before you jump in, what I'd like to do is, and obviously, you know me, I think the pictures, the stats, I like to see a visual representation. So I'll bring up the current league table. So obviously, that's where we stand. And I've cut it off at 13th. So no disrespect to those that are languishing in the depths below. Don't worry about them. Yeah, no disrespect to them. But obviously, this has got the main manifestation of the teams that I think we'll be battling around. Your Newcastle languishing in 13th, your Aston Villas, etc., etc., etc. So seeing that, we have 17 points. We're 2 points off second when you put it into reality, and we're 10 games in. Yeah, but how do you feel? Is there a chance? Is there a hope? Is there a miracle? As that guy used to sing when we had Hoyland and blah, blah, blah. A miracle is coming. Is there a chance?
I just want to say respect to the Premier League, because we're at the stage now where a lot of teams are really serious. I've watching football over the weekend. Bournemouth really outstanding side, even though they lost. The teams that are not expected, Sunderland, there's always one team that punches above its weight. Crystal Palace, I feel sorry for them. They've made the least changes this season regarding rotating the squad, and they've got to play in Europe as well. So I think at some point they're going to suffer with injuries and that kind of thing. Villa off the boil, and Brentford, Newcastle down there. But yeah, like you said, we're only 2 points off second place, and we're 10 games in. You know, if we continue like this and get momentum, if you're part around the team and you're looking around you, you see Cunha, you see Mbeumo, you see Sesko, you see Bruno Fernandes, who's a quality player. You look around, you say, look, this is not impossible. Once you've got a target, when you've got a target there and you can see something, you can say that's reachable, and you can start to work towards that week in, week out. We've got the advantage because we're playing domestic football strictly, you know. There's no FA Cup until Christmas or whatever. We just got an advantage here over the other clubs who are playing Champions League football. Injuries, burnout, the way people press. I saw a stat the other day that said December is serious for footballers these days because everyone's going to burn out. The way we press, football is pressing the game these days, high tempo, all these extreme exercises they do. You get a player, for example, that comes off the bench, like we were talking about Sesko earlier. Oh, he should have come off the other day. But if he comes off and he's not fit, he's not doing 90 minutes, he's got more chance of getting injury. You want someone to be in the peak condition and doing all the extra stuff to training to make sure you're ready to go, your muscles, your joints, everything's okay, because you don't want to suffer injury. And I think we've got less chance of suffering injury than the teams around us and going off the boil because of the games they're playing and the high demands they've got. So we've got a really good opportunity. And the more we stay around, you know, if we're Man United players now and we talk and say, look, we're 2 points off. Well, you know, this is how you get motivated. You ask Mr. B and we did with our Sunday side. We've always need something to motivate us. When we're losing every week, we've got enough to play for. By the end of the season, we're losing game. We can't be bothered.
We're in a very, very good position, and you're bang on. You're absolutely bang on. So, for example, Champions League week, you know, a lot of these teams are going to be playing tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. We don't have to, and then we'll see. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how these results formulate on these weekends' results. So obviously, we've got Spurs. They're playing midweek. What an opportunity, as you say. What an opportunity. And as you say, we're languishing. We've kept ourselves in a good position. And I think we need to keep doing that. Break the season out, you know, 10 games, 5 games, etc., and keep ourselves within, you know, bob, weave. Nottingham Forest was a dodge. You know, we need to go boom with the Spurs game. Get them while they're weak, and this will happen. We will tick along, and this is why, you know, I think it was Conte, and he won the league with Chelsea when they had no European football. That's because they were able to just use their squad. And you know, it does go back to what you say, not subbing off Sesko. There will be a point when these games come thick and fast this December period where we are going to have to start subbing off players because of the fact that, you know, burnout. So it will come to us, but hopefully we're still in and around those positions when it comes to that time. But no, yeah, but absolutely I agree. I'm calm. I'm calm, and the league doesn't lie. The league does not lie.
Say that again. 2 points off second. I mean, come on. That's enough motivation as it is. And you do need motivation to really get the players up for games, you know, because that Champions League, like you said, is dingling. And we're not stupid to be having this conversation right now, because realistically, we're 2 points off second. And the teams around us, like we said, could burn out and get injuries. And we have got the opportunity to stay calm and wrap them guys in bubble wrap, you know, and just get them ready for game week in, week out, and go for it. It's all about squad management and motivation right now. And I think it is possible. I think, yes, we can get top 4. And that's what we should realistically, top 4, top 5, be aiming for. Champions League next year. We're out of it for 2 seasons. Let's get back in there. We can do it.
Let me run through some of the comments, because I think there's a bit of a discussion going on here. So Chat Sports, tiny squad. So squad depth, we need to improve on that. And obviously that's when January comes in. When these teams are burnt out, languishing, we need to act in January. And I think there has been talks that we are going to act. But obviously, hopefully we'll get more stories, more talk of that throughout the week, where we get more names brandishing our way. because we're Manchester United, so we could blink and there'll be a new name announced. Andrew Williams, Mbeumo relies on pace. If he does a hammy, we are not picking up more than 1 point a game. Big up everyone from Stuart. Big
Hi,
up
Stuart.
yourself. Big up yourself. Mbeumo is a key player. I absolutely agree. I think he's our main player at this moment in time. Andrew again. As I said, our manager is still a bottom half manager. Don't want to hear that. Chat Sport, Liverpool versus Madrid. What a game. What a game. What a game. But again, when teams are like that, they've got these big mental tasking games that are coming their way. You know, we'll just sit back and watch. We'll enjoy it. We'll enjoy it. And Red Devil United, I'll say 7th as finished position at the moment. Could we do better though? Can we do better? I'm hoping Mr. B will give some more positivity after hearing myself and Yaba talk about it. Sesko will score goals. Keep the faith. Keep the faith, definitely. I say it again. I demand calmness. And Andrew, again, if Mbeumo gets injured, we got nobody to go in behind the opposition. We will struggle. It's very early days from We Deserve Better. I could go on. I like this one though. Get the logo. Get the logo. I do like that one. Mr. B, have we changed your mind?
Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. They broke me last season, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm all changed. No, I still think we're on for about 7th or 8th. I'm not going to be happy with that, but at the moment, that's where I see us. Anything above that, don't get me wrong. If we come April, March, even the new year, and we're 4th or 5th, then yeah, you might see me getting giddy, but no. Come Christmas, and then we'll see where we are. But I've seen it all before. I've seen it far too often, so no, I'll wait. I'll keep my powder dry.
You've just said the start of a song. You've seen it all. We've won the lot. We're Man United, and we're never going to stop.
Oh.
Ole, 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 ola. Ole, 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 ola.
You can tell we don't go to the grounds. Wow.
Positivity, man. Positivity. I get it. I do get it. Obviously, I'm a little bit giddy at this moment in time. Yeah, but I think you're feeling the same vibes as me. Calmer. But yeah, I get it. We've been burned too many times over the last couple of years. So I get Mr. B's kind of reluctance that don't want to start jumping ahead. But, when it comes to that festive period and, the Christmas decorations or whatever decorations you choose to put up are going up and you're feeling a little bit more merry, the results might be going our way. And then maybe, hopefully, Mr. B would be hoing all the way up the table.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because, considering where we came last year, it's like Mr. B doesn't even want to talk like that. And it's rightly so, because, like he said, it took everything out of him. That was really bad. It was really bad. But when you look at it, like in recent years, we've come 2nd, we've come 3rd, and we've been sniffing around there. So all things considered, and then getting balance back again, we are really a top 8 side based on the wage bill, based on the players that we have, the what we spent. So if all things balanced, we would be top 8. It's all about now, which is what the manager's paid for, to really get them to perform week in, week out to that peak kind of condition. And I think we are capable of doing something really special. And you know what? With the Cunha and Mbeumo, they've really been a revelation, because when you compare what we had in those positions last season, because we played the same shape, it's like day and night. We're really strong in the area now. And like you said, we've got other players to back up there as well. I heard a comment there about small squad. It's not that small. We've got a player for each position, and we've proven that. And we've got youngsters coming through as well. So I'm really encouraged by what I'm seeing after 10 games.
Sorry. You said we've got a player for each position.
Yeah.
Are you taking the piss?
So, yeah. I'm not
thinking... Come on, explain to me.
We've got 3 centre-backs. We started 3 centre-backs the other day.
Go on.
So we got Shaw. We start with Shaw, Yoro, and De Ligt. I can give you 3 more: Heaven, Maguire, and Martinez. Okay.
Martinez hasn't played. Heaven.
Right, Maz came on there.
Minutes every game.
Heaven, Maguire, and Maz.
Okay, go on. All right, sorry. Yeah, right. Go on. Yeah.
So the wing back situation, we start with Dallo, and
Dorgu.
Ahmad,
Ahmad, sorry. Yep.
and then you can go Maz and Dorgu.
Dorgu.
Yeah, in
No,
midfield.
he
You got
doesn't
two
do
players.
that. No. You're making that up, bruv.
Oh.
So you're cheating.
Yeah, you're cheating. You're filling
No,
in
no.
players.
No. But I think it's fair to put Martinez. I think it's fair to put Martinez back into the mode.
Yeah,
now.
he's going to be back soon.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the
wing
Maz,
backs.
the wing backs. Yeah, so you're on wing backs. You're saying Dallo, Dorgu.
We started with Dallo on the weekend with Ahmad as the wing backs.
Okay, go on.
Can you name another two that can replace them?
Go on. Dorgu is one. Who replaces Ahmad on the other side?
We've got Diego Leon and we've got Maz.
Diego Leon doesn't sniff the first team, bruv.
Yeah, but I'm said youngsters. There's youngsters there to come through.
No,
right,
no,
maybe
no,
Maz would count. Maz
They're
would
not
count.
in the squad.
play there.
Maz
So
would
I'll
count.
give you that. Maybe a slight weakness there. Maybe, but there's still two players that can play that position. I don't need to talk about the rest because you know you've done well. No, we started with Bruno and Casemiro. We've got Ugarte and Kobe. You talk about the two guys, Mbeumo and Cunha. We've got Mason Mount and Xerxes. Do you know what I'm saying? The only thing is the striker.
Yeah,
we need to grab him with ball.
Okay. Look, all right. You said what you've said. And
We got Obi Martin as well as a striker.
Who's
I think
not
the issue
playing.
is,
Yeah,
I think the issue is the quality of the players that you've got to replace them with. That's probably what we've got to improve is the quality of those players. You know, instead of Cass, we've got Ugarte. That's not good. Like we need to sort that out. Instead of Bruno, we've got Kobe. That doesn't get a sniff. So that needs to change. And obviously, you know, we need to get players that Amorim ultimately wants to start playing. You know, if he's not going to give Kobe a chance, then get him a midfielder that is going to be able to feel comfortable in replacing with Bruno, and do that across the pitch. You know, in every situation, because otherwise they will get burnt out. Unfortunately, they will get burnt out. But no, I'm quietly confident. I'm quietly confident with the team. But I get it. I get it. I do get Mr. B. I do get it. I do get Andrew. I do get the fact that we need to kind of take a step back. But we'll see. The results will come. I'm confident to say the results will come. And then hopefully we're having this conversation in a few weeks' time, you know, after the international break, and looking into it and going, you know what? Let's go again. This is hopefully we get our players back fit, firing and healthy. And then we take it from there, one step at a time, one game at a time. And ultimately that will be it. That will be it.
I agree with you. Well, Spurs this weekend at home. I watched Spurs against Chelsea the other day. I'm not overly excited by them, you know. So I think, things looking up.
I think they're different. I think they're different opposition. I think they're different away from home. To be fair, at home they're dead. Away from home, they might a little bit more. Yeah, at home they stink. Away from home because they sit in and then try and go on the counter. I mean, up until this week, they had the best away form in the league, so they're not bad. You know, they haven't been bad, but they shouldn't be beating us with the trash that they've got, bruv. They shouldn't be beating us with the rubbish that they've got. So we'll see.
We'll see. Okay, Leon and Abi needs loans. Guys are not ready. Mitesh. Stuart, JJ Gabriel coming through. He's special. He is very special. Brilliant. Steph in the 15 likes. Thank you, people. If you can, drop another like. Why not? It won't hurt. Chat Sports. Take Bruno and Bruno and Cunha out, and United are in trouble. Fair point. Mitesh, Glasner coming in June. No need to get Amorim players. No, don't say that. Do not say that. Do not have that slander on our manager. And we need a forward and a centre mid in Jan, in my opinion. I agree. And Chat Sports third best defense in the Prem are Spurs. Because of that, yeah, they are good defensively, but I think we've got enough to kind of crack them open. I really do. Stuart the Red, Spurs are poor, especially at home. Yep, repeating what Mr. B says. And then finally, Stephanie, Spurs are at home versus United. Exactly.
So say big up, we deserve better. He just evidenced again that we have got a player for each position. Mr. B might not want to see that. But yeah.
There you go. Boom.
That's good.
But yeah. Gentlemen, tomorrow I think we are
No,
back.
no. We
What's up?
deserve better. Whose side are you actually on, bruv? I don't understand. He's been my sidekick. He just come and dropped me right in the shit.
What's not to
Facts
agree with there?
are facts. Stats are stats.
Cheeto's not in the squad. Cheeto's not getting no game time. Bayindi's never gonna play again. Mazraoui, I still think the Maz one for copying for being Ahmad is a bit boom 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 boom. Nah, we deserve better, boy, bruv. I thought the West London connection was there, boy, but you just yeah.
He's humbled you. He's well and truly humbled you. He's on Yaba's side now. Team Yaba.
Yeah.
Well,
sweet.
Mr. B, you're acting like Alan Hansen right now. I mean, you know, saying things like that or casting doubt on the youngsters. That's what you're doing. We're Man United, man. Don't forget.
Yeah. Gents, last words, Yaba.
Thanks again. Really good hosting again, and great graphics and data. It feels really good to sort of have something to refer to. And yeah, Gary Neville, don't get on his case. I think that was a fair point that he made. Sesko is on the way up, as you proved with the data there. And Mr. B will cheer up by the end of the week, by Friday.
Mr. B, I know you've lost your friend. We deserve better, so you're probably down in the dumps. How are you feeling, kind sir?
I'm good, man. You did good, Rio. You did
I
good,
try my
Rio,
best.
man.
I try my best.
Man.
I've got the two mentors showing me the rope, so I appreciate it kindly, kind sirs. Thank you. Chat, you've been amazing this evening, as always. I think we are back tomorrow. We should be back tomorrow.
Yeah, we will be back tomorrow. We're just trying to work out the time. I don't know how this timing's going to work because Arsenal are on. I mean, they're not going to lose. And then there's look, we will be on tomorrow.
We will be back. We will be
back. Set your alarms.
Yeah, set your alarms. We'll be back. But yeah, people, I appreciate you kindly. It's been amazing. We've been the Man United agenda. And on that note, au revoir, j'ai gabi, good night. I don't know what that means, by the way. I don't know what that means. Good night.